Japanisches Filmfestival
online.
Hello and welcome to the opening of the 20th Nippon Connection Film Festival today. My name is Alex Salton. For almost the first 10 years of the festival, I was part of the organizing team, and I will be kind of leading through part of the program today, introducing you to members of the team and talking a bit with them about the festival this year and in the past. We're scattered around the world. I'm speaking to you from Boston in the US, where the whole country is going through excruciating weeks. Once again, we're facing the persistent and constant problem of anti-Black violence and police violence. And that together with the harassment and also violence against people identified as Asian in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic here in the US makes me think a lot about how important a festival like Nippon Connection is and has been, a festival that is deeply committed from the beginning to building connections, to building cooperations, to bringing people together, to create a better understanding across a variety of different contexts. So I'm especially happy to see that this year, even under these incredibly difficult circumstances, many layers of them, the festival is still taking place this year online. And so with that, I'd like to turn to and greet Marion Klomfast to kind of jump over to Frankfurt, to the festival center in the Musanturm, to say hello and to talk a little bit about the transition to an online festival this year. Marion, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
Hi, good to see you.
Wow, greetings from Frankfurt to Boston. Good to see you.
Thank you. So, I remember very well, even half a year before the festival starts, everyone is working basically all day and all night every day to prepare everything. It's an immense amount of work that must have been cut short straight in the middle by the larger situation around COVID-19. Can you say a bit about how you came to the decision to then shift to an online festival and maybe some of the challenges or also possibilities you faced by doing that?
Yeah, first we, maybe thinking about maybe we have to go online, or we have to think about the real festival was when we were on the attending the Berlinale. During the Berlinale, everyone was talking about the coronavirus in Asia, and then I was getting very worried what we should do. And then finally in March, was also in Germany, and then we had to make a decision if we should cancel the festival or if we should go online. And then finally we decided to go online, and it's really a challenge, and it's our 20th anniversary. And it feels like the first Nippon Connection Film Festival, because everything is difficult, and and it's really strange to organize this online festival. But we were very proud that our film program is online, and everything is working, and many people already watched our films today.
Oh, wow, that's terrific. Just maybe to mention, you and large parts of the team are in the festival center where usually we'd have the opening, and I know you're all under very strict rules in terms of keeping distance towards each other and wearing masks, and you're probably, it's only the person who's speaking that takes off the mask at any given time, right? So but to come back to another big decision that the festival faced very, very early on. I really only joined the festival directly after it had been decided to make it into an annual festival, but the very first edition of Nippon Connection was simply planned as a kind of one-off and was very different from the 100 to up to, in the past, 150 films that Nippon Connection has showed per year, with 16 to 17,000 audience members attending. The first edition was slightly different. Maybe you could say a bit about that and the decision to then make it annual.
In 2000, I was still a student, and we just wanted to show some Japanese films at the university in Frankfurt, and and we saw only maybe showing some films and only once, and I never thought that we will do it for 20 years, and it was in the first year was already quite successful, and more than 10,000 people came to the screenings, and we had to make many additional screenings, midnight screenings, and then after the festival, I had finished my studies in 2001, and then many people asked us, "Oh, please continue," and it was so nice, and we want to watch, we want to see Japanese films, and and now we are here, and in the 20th years, and it's really, I never thought that I will do 20 years Japanese Film Festival.
I think no one really expected the festival to last for 20 years, but we have to say it's a completely volunteer organized festival, which is unusual for a festival of this size, I think, and the fact that it's continued for this amount of time is a testament to the energy and passion of the people that every year take part and put so much of their time into it. I also remember very briefly, just because we have to be mindful of the time, at the beginning, we really had to hunt for films. We had to go to Japan and talk and call up people and meet with them and convince them that, they would show their festival at show their film at a place that no one had heard of. Many of the younger directors were not really initially that interested or didn't even think of showing their film outside of Japan. Maybe you can say a bit about how the attitudes to Nippon Connection have changed over time in Japan.
Yeah, in the first years we really had to fight for the films, but today it's more like we can choose from many films, and we really have we get many screeners, and we can select the program. And at the beginning, it was really like, okay, we have many films we couldn't show because the distribution companies, the distributors were really, they didn't know, okay, there are some German students, they're organizing a Japanese film festival. It's very strange, but I think now they know that we really care about the films and the filmmakers, and and it's also the changing of our guests. That's in the beginning we had many young directors also, but in the beginning they were all, maybe you will remember that many of the guests fall asleep during the festival because they were so shy and staying in the catering room and were sleeping. And but today they really try to promote their films at the festival. Usually we have many guests, more than 70 last year, and this year unfortunately not. But but usually the filmmakers are very enthusiastic, and they're really now very open and want to promote their films.
That's actually a great, talking about the guests is a great point to switch over to Tokyo, where Mayu Sugaya is waiting, and to, who for the longest time has been the head of guest relations at Nippon Connection, and also is part of the programming team. So hi, Mayu.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Great to see you.
So when Mayu and I get together, there's usually one topic we kind of have to touch upon, which is another Nippon Connection anniversary. So Nippon Connection doesn't seem to have a good relationship to anniversaries. During the 2010 10th anniversary of the festival, on the second day of the festival, a volcano in Iceland, the name of which I still can't pronounce, erupted and spewed ash all over the airspace in Europe, and all flights were canceled. All air traffic was canceled, and we had, I don't know how many, 30, 40 guests, maybe more, stranded in Frankfurt. Can you say a bit? I'm sure you remember that well enough. But
well, I do remember exactly. You and I had to be in front of the guests every day. They were stuck in Frankfurt about 2 weeks, I think. and some people got upset. Some people were so worried about not getting back to Japan, and yeah, and some fell in love there. You know, like lots of things happened in that 2 weeks. You and I had to kind of go through. That was kind of good memory and 10th anniversary, and now we are here, 20th anniversary.
Maybe
Yeah.
I can say
Right.
something also. Maybe, yeah, we have also some Nippon Connection kids because of the interpreter and the filmmaker fell in love during during this volcano period that they had to stay 1 or 2 weeks in Germany, and now they are married and now they have 2 kids, and it's very nice memory.
Yeah. So, yeah, well, also a tough one. I remember very well. I mean, imagine the kind of challenge of paying, well, we couldn't pay for accommodation for 40 people for an extra 10 days or so. It was absolutely impossible financially. So we had to scramble to find places for them to stay, to sleep, and so on. And we relied a lot on the generosity of people around Frankfurt that offered their houses, their apartments for the filmmakers.
But I'm sorry, I do remember in the end, everybody kind of was enjoying the time. I kind of had a feeling that the people did not have to go back to Japan right away and then get started work. So some people are really, most of the people are really enjoying it.
Yeah, I think in the end, everyone was quite happy actually in some way to have unexpected free time with, you know, no schedule, no plans, just kind of, you know, time to explore and travel. Many traveled, I remember as well. So yeah, maybe this is also a good moment to show one of the video messages, or 2 of them video messages that we have from our guests. We have received video messages from many of them congratulating the festival to its 20th anniversary. Right now, I just wanted to show you 2 brief ones. One from Yakusho Koji, who probably needs no introduction. He's really a defining actor of the last 20, 30 years, the face of Japanese cinema in the world in many ways. Who also received the Nippon Connection Honor Award in 2017 when he also visited the festival. And Mishima Yukiko, who is one of the foremost female filmmakers in Japan, a really incredibly versatile filmmaker who's worked across many different genres. Also a prior guest to the festival, and this year here represented by her new film, Shape of Red. So let's take a look at those.
こんにちは、役所広司と申します。日本コネクション20周年おめでとうございます。20年の間、日本映画を紹介し続けていただき、心から感謝しています。2017年の日本コネクションで名誉賞を私いただきました。その時、お昼ご飯にマリオンさんをはじめ映画祭のスタッフの皆さんとおいしい白アスパラをいただきました。夜はみんなでお酒を飲みながら映画の話をたくさんしました。忘れられない楽しい思い出です。これから30年、40年と日本コネクションが受け継がれていくことを心から願っています。また皆さんとお会いできる日を楽しみにしています。この新型コロナウイルスに負けず、映画の力を信じて一緒に頑張りましょう。本日は20周年おめでとうございます。
ハロー、三島由紀子です。私は2018年ディア・エトランジェで、フランクフルトに呼んでもらいました。みんなでビール片手に、日本映画をたくさん語り合ってとても楽しかったですし、中でもディア・エトランジェの主人公のことを、これからもいろいろあるだろうけれども、彼には未来があるということを信じさせてくれるという意見がとても印象的でした。そんな未来をたくさん重ねて20周年おめでとうございます。その栄えある20周年にシェイプオブレッドをかけてもらえてとても嬉しいです。これからもマリオンを含め仲間たちと日本の映画人たちとみんなで続けていけたら嬉しいです。必ずまた直接会いに行きます。チアーズ。
So yeah, big thanks to Yakusho Koji and Mishima Yukiko for those messages. Now I'd like to turn over or turn to Florian, who's the head of the Nippon Connection programming team, program director of Nippon Connection. Hi, Florian.
Hi, Alex. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Nippon Connection, of course, is a festival that has never just focused on a certain type of film. It's always been, part of the idea was always to show the entire breadth of Japanese cinema, which is not very well known outside of Japan in all of its facets. And because the festival shows so many films and from so many parts of the industry, that means you get a good sense of what's going on in Japanese film right now. And sometimes in each year, just by itself, certain themes come to the fore that the films seem to put forth and think are important. Can you say a bit about this year's program and what you see as important themes, maybe within the films themselves, but also in terms of the program highlights that you see?
So first of all, let me say that I'm really proud that we were able to have 71 films in our program. And to be honest, I didn't expect us to have so many films when we started turning over to doing the online festival. So I'm really grateful to all the Japanese filmmakers and also the distribution companies who put so much trust in us and support us with their incredible films. So we were able to put together quite a diverse lineup, and as you said, we were able to represent the whole spectrum of Japanese cinema. But for this year, we decided to have a special focus, which is called Female Futures. So we really tried to involve many films by not only by female filmmakers, but also films which have very strong Japanese protagonists. And we also have some other events that support this focus, like a lecture and a panel discussion.
Thanks. Yeah. I know, the Nippon Connection Film Festival program over time has evolved a bit. We used to have a section called Nippon Digital. That was when the festival still showed films on 35mm in one theater and from various other digital formats in the other. Now there are still several theaters, of course, that Nippon Connection uses at the same time, but even a lot of the major films are now screened digitally. So that's the prior section, Nippon Digital, has now become Nippon Visions. There is some division between the spaces where they're screened at Nippon Connection. Now, of course, within the current situation, everything is through the monitor. So maybe you can say a bit about what the concept is for this year's division between Nippon Cinema and Nippon Visions and so on.
As you said, the different sections were spread through many different venues before, but now, as you said, we can see them all on the same platform. However, already in the last few years, the sections were not really related to the venue, but more like thematic sections, like the Nippon Cinema section, which is more about Japanese mainstream cinema, blockbusters, or art house films by well-established filmmakers. And also, you mentioned the Nippon Vision section, which goes more into experimental direction, but also includes films by young filmmakers, like many debut films and also short films. Then we have the Nippon Docs section, which is the newest section. We introduced it 2 years ago, and as the name says, it consists of documentary films. And I already mentioned the focus, female futures, and I'm very proud to say that more than half of the films in our Nippon Docs section are made by female filmmakers, and even the ones that are not made by female filmmakers are mostly about women. And the last section is Nippon Animation, which is about something that many people who are not even so closely connected to Japanese cinema might know about, which is anime, which is something many people relate to Japanese cinema.
Yeah, thank you. I haven't seen a lot of the films in the program yet, so I'm really looking forward to seeing those over the next week as well. Maybe it's also a good moment to take another look at some of the video messages that several of the filmmakers from Japan have sent to us. The next two are from Ando Sakura, also one of the really great actresses of the 2000s, 2010s, an amazing talent who's won almost every award there is to win within the Japanese film industry. And you know, her presence in a film is almost a guarantee that it's a film worth watching. She was a guest at the festival several years ago, and this year will be her film 100 Yen Love will be shown at within the best of section of the festival. And the other one is by Toyoda Toshiaki, one of the oldest kind of directors, one of the directors who's been has the longest connection to Nippon Connection. His film Porno Star was shown at the very first Nippon Connection when only 13 films were shown at the festival. He's been at the festival several times. So let's take a look at their messages.
Guten Tag, ich bin Sakura Ando. Nippon Connection 20周年本当におめでとうございます。日本コネクション大好きです。何よりも皆さんの人柄と、あと映画を愛するパッションと、あとフランクフルトの街並みが本当に好きです。私は2015年に100円の恋で参加させていただいたんですけれども、その上映後に皆さん熱いスタンディングオベーションを送ってくださって、それは今もとっても励みになっています。また必ず伺いたいです。皆さんにもう元気いっぱいでまたお会いできることを心から祈ってます。I'm really hoping to see you again in Frankfurt with great film. また本当におめでとうございます。
Guten Tag. I'm Toyota. 日本コネクション20周年おめでとうございます。また See you next year. Cheers.
Okay, thanks to Ando-san and to Toyoda-san for these messages again. So now I think this is a good point to explore a different aspect of the program. Nippon Connection also has always been a film festival first and foremost, but it's also always been more than that. It's always been accompanied by a great number of all kinds of events, from exhibitions, workshops, lectures, podium discussions, performances, concerts, and so on, that go on around the clock, and that we were always lucky enough to have spaces that allowed us to have all of this in the same in the same place, meaning you could really spend an entire day at the festival dipping into all kinds of experiences and hearing all kinds of things. So let's turn over to Neko, who's part of the Nippon Connected team, Neko Österreich. Hi.
Hi, Alex.
Hi, Neko. Good to see you. This year, I expect shifting something like this program over to online must have been almost even more daunting than doing that with film. We're well acquainted with film streaming in one way or the other, but the kind of events that accompany Nippon Connection rely so much on being there and of being able to interact directly. Can you say a bit about how you did that and how that maybe affected the kinds of events that you have put together for this year?
Well, yes. Creating the Nippon Culture Program for this year was quite different. We usually are in real close contact to all of our guests and visitors, and so for this year we had to look for new ways to stay connected with all of them. And that's why this year's culture program is called Nippon Connected.
And I was actually incredibly impressed. I saw there are 51 different events that will be shown and things that you know will be incredibly interesting. I mean, I was picking out all kinds of stuff for my viewing list. You know, Kataoka Ichiro, the Benchi, the film narrator, who will narrate along with a very famous silent film, Jirokichi the Rat, but many other kinds of podium discussions, whatnot. Are there any things that you specifically want to highlight or point people towards?
That's a real difficult question because, as you said, there's 51 different events and there's so much great stuff going on. Well, maybe I'd like to highlight all of our interactive events, like the different workshops, the cooking courses, the tea workshop, or the daily origami sessions, and karaoke, and maybe, yeah, the Japanese radio gymnastics, where you can take part in from home and stay fit and healthy while staying at home, watching us. Also, there's I think there's something for everyone, for all ages. Even we have interactive baby shiatsu workshop, which is aimed at parents and their babies, and some kids program like drawing manga and learning Japanese language.
Yeah, sounds terrific. I mean, in many ways, we've talked earlier about it. My sense was that going online actually opened up a lot of new possibilities. The concert that you'll be seeing just after this opening, or the two concerts you'll be seeing, are from Paris and London, being live streamed. And that's something that we wouldn't have, maybe could have done, but probably the festival wouldn't have done without this kind of situation. So at this point, I want to add one more video message. This one coming from the director Miyake Sho, an incredibly talented, recognized as one of the great talents of recent Japanese cinema. He won the Nippon Vision's Jury Award for his film The Cockpit, in 2014. And he's still going strong with films. His most recent films are just amazing. So let's take a look at the message that he sent to us.
三宅翔です。日本コネクション20周年、本当におめでとうございます。僕がこれまで上映していただいた作品は、2011年に役立たずと、短編マイムレッスン、 そして2015年にザ・コックピットというドキュメンタリーで、これは、日本ビジョンズ審査員賞をいただきました。そして、去年2019年君の鳥は歌えるを上映していただきました。去年初めて僕も、フランクフルトに行くことができたんですが、マリオンさんはじめスタッフの皆さんのおかげで、本当に特別な時間を過ごすことができましたし、たくさんの刺激をもらいました。また必ず映画祭に行きたいと思います。これからもよろしくお願いします。また、映画祭行きたいと思います。
新しいドキュメンタリーですか？次の日本から来たり、ありがとう。
ではまた。
Okay, and a big thanks to Miyake Sho for that. And now my role in the opening is finished. So I'll hand over now. I'll say goodbye and I'll hand over to Mark Nenstiel, who's the chairman of the nonprofit organization Nippon Connection.
Thank you very much, Alex, and good evening and welcome to Nippon Connection Online Festival. We are here in this festival venue, in our festival venue, and we feel really quite alone without having you here, without having an audience. But nevertheless, in this wonderful house, we have our TV studio, and therefore I would like to thank and welcome Matthias Pees, the director of Künstlerhaus Musanturm.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Thank you that you continue to be here, that you transmit the online program of the 20th Nippon Connection Festival here from Musanturm. We're very proud to host it again, even without you, the audience, but even we have shared experiences now because since April we are transmitting everything we can do online too. This is the biggest event we do so far online, but we have started to do podium discussions and even own artistic projects on our own channel, Digitala Musanturm, Digital Musanturm. It's quite an experience. It's also challenging, and it's also bringing us, as we all heard now from the program that has been prepared for the online edition of Nippon this year, it brings also a lot of new and interesting possibilities to us. And I think we can be very, very anxious and excited about what will happen the next days here from Musanturm or from all over the world in this online version. And I'm very, very happy that it takes place and it's not canceled like so many other things. And I welcome you and everybody online here from Musanturm. Have very good and exciting days with Japanese movies, videos, and all the program that will be presented.
Thank you very much, Matthias. And in this case, I would also like to thank all the supporters and sponsors of the festival. There's especially mentioned the city of Frankfurt and, of course, the federal state of Hessen. Also, I would like to thank the patrons of the festival, which is the Japanese consulate here in Frankfurt. It's the Minister of Science and Art of the Federal State of Hessen, Angela Dorn, and it's the Mayor of Frankfurt, is Peter Feldmann. He and the State Secretary, Aise Ayas, has sent us a video message for this festival, and we would like to see it now.
Liebe Freunde des japanischen Kinos, der japanischen Kultur und natürlich unserer japanischen Partnerstadt Yokohama. Ich freue mich, Sie anlässlich des 20. Jubiläums zum Filmfestival Nippon Connection zu begrüßen. Normalerweise eine Riesenfeier, ein richtig großes Fest, diesmal online, Corona sei es geschuldet. Aber 70 Kurz- und Langfilme auf einer Videoplattform. Diese Neuorganisation war eine große Kraftanstrengung für alle, die daran mitgewirkt haben. Deshalb dem Team von Nippon Connection mein ausdrücklicher Dank, dass Sie der Stadt dieses wunderbare Filmerlebnis zum Geschenk machen. Ohne den Einsatz von Ihnen als Ehrenamtlichen wäre das nicht möglich. Sehen Sie bald das Beste aus Japans Filmwelt.
Meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren, liebe Freunde des japanischen Films. In diesem Jahr feiert Nippon Connection sein 20. Jubiläum, eine 20-jährige Erfolgsgeschichte. Seit seinen Anfängen bietet das Festival ein sehr abwechslungsreiches und unterhaltsames Programm, das Jahr für Jahr immer mehr Zuschauer auch anzieht. Insofern sind wir auch ganz froh, dass wir in Hessen eines der weltweit größten japanischen Filmfestivals überhaupt haben. Bei Nippon steht aber nicht nur die Filmkunst im Vordergrund. Ein Schwerpunkt der Festivalarbeit liegt auch darin, die internationale mediale Vernetzung, den interkulturellen Austausch und auch die Vermittlung der besonders facettenreichen Kultur Japans zu vermitteln. Und insofern ist es auch für uns als Land Hessen eine ganz besondere Freude, das Filmfestival finanziell zu unterstützen. Dass jetzt ausgerechnet das 20. Jubiläum von Nippon unter so widrigen Umständen stattfinden muss, das hätten wir uns alle nicht vorstellen können. Die Veranstalter, Organisatoren, die Besucherinnen und Besucher, wir alle haben uns einen natürlich anderen, besonderen, runden Geburtstag gewünscht. Und insofern bin ich auch ganz beeindruckt davon, was jetzt in so kurzer Zeit durch die Organisatoren, und wir reden von 70 Ehrenamtlern, die sich da engagieren, mit ganz großem Ehrgeiz, mit Engagement und mit einem großen Einsatz sich jetzt eingebracht haben, um ein ganz tolles Programm auf die Beine zu stellen. Und dafür möchte ich auch allen ganz, ganz herzlich danken. Allen Zuschauern wünsche ich nun viel Vergnügen bei der ganz besonderen Jubiläumsausgabe von Nippon Connection. Vielen Dank.
And so they said, I would also say again that 20 years of Nippon Connection would not have been possible without a huge number of helping hands. Here's to the wonderful Nippon Connection team, a short impression of it.
Now it's time for first musical act of the festival. I'm happy to announce Miss Aya Homma, live from Paris. She will play us a short acoustic set of Okinawan music played on sanshin. Sanshin is a traditional Okinawan instrument with three strings. The name sanshin directly translates to that. Aya started playing sanshin in 2009. She's been living in Paris since 2002 and is member in the Paris Sanshin Club since 2013. So please enjoy.
Economic recovery soon under this situation. 骨の歌 Next song sings about painful love because of unforgettable thoughts. Ashibishon Kane. Last song speaks about a long distance romance which goes, if I were a bird, I could come to see you, or if the sea which separates islands were not there, we could meet freely. 白雲節。Now I finish my presentation, and you will soon have Mina from London. Please enjoy. Thank you. Thank you, Shen. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Aya. We're now moving to London to Mina. She studied classical music and used to play the violin, and after discovering Okinawan music, she taught herself how to play the sanshin. She's a member of the London Okinawa Sanshinkai. Please enjoy.
She studied classical music, used to play the violin, and after discovering Okinawan music, she taught.
I think especially in these bit of dark and strange times that we are in, it's very important to have music, films, and all other art forms to stay connected with each other and also to share love and respect. So I really hope festivals like this will bring people some kind of joy and peace of mind. So today, following my friend Aya, who just performed some Okinawan music from Paris, I'm going to perform other Okinawan folk songs from London this time. So I don't know if you're familiar with Okinawa, but Okinawa is a beautiful island in the far south of Japan. And Okinawa and the surrounding islands have a very complex history, but also a very unique and deep culture. So most of the songs there are played together with this instrument that we call sanshin. It's a 3-strings instrument that originally came from China. So I hope you will like the sound of it. So I'm going to start with a song called Musume Jintoyo. It's a love song that is singing the beauty of the island, and it was also a hit song in the 1970s in Okinawa. So I will start with that one.
流す涙なら
Thank you for listening to this one. So the next one I'm going to play is also a romantic song. It is singing the beauty of the island, and also someone is watching plum flowers in a garden and singing his or her love for someone. It's called Kuinu Hana. 庭やよちふよい海や花さちょいぞがふちょころやマフェドフォチョロぞがふちょころやマフェドフォチョロぬがし我がにはや海や魚そってめよろごいしのかよてなちょがめよろごいしのかよてなちょがThank you for listening. So I'm going to do one more song. It's a song in two parts called Nakuni Kaisare, and it's a playful traditional song that used to be sung between young women and men. So after a long day of work, people would gather in the fields and sing to each other. So it's a love songs with like women's parts and men's part traditionally. It was called the Moashibi tradition to do that. I don't think it exists anymore in Okinawa, but it was a very important part of their music culture. So I just have to tune down for this song.
きやったことの海山の底よ尋に合い一丁ろありがよこい生きんりやよしがそりあとてフィーチョイよまことちもからの生きやらんやささかじやにしぼちゃが歌が長茶しがかじのもちもきち人とよ里がちちょみしゅらよ人とやどはじど里がんまりじまあのもいむしのきて人とよくがったらさなしらよ人とやどはじど
Thank you very much for listening. So this was some Okinawan music from London. I wish you all a wonderful festival. I hope you will enjoy all the films, other performances, concerts, workshops, discussions, etc. So all the best for Nippon Connection. Thank you very much for having me today, and hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mina. It was wonderful music from Okinawa. And yeah, tomorrow we will continue with our live stream at 2 o'clock German time. We will have a lecture from Jonathan Hall, live aus Tokyo. And it's called, the title of the lecture is Small Titles. Small screens, big titles. It's because it's about subtitles in how it is on smartphones and tablets and how it changed the subtitling. And afterwards, we will have a lecture on travel to Japan from JNTO. It's starting at 4:30. And we will have much more in our program, live program. And please have a look at our website. It's nipponconnection.com, and see you tomorrow.
Connection, Japanisches Filmfestival.
Online.